So with how good Jake Browning played on Monday Night Football, I wanted to look back and see, is he the best backup quarterback in Cincinnati Bengals history? This goes all the way back to 1968. Now, there are some players I did not include on this list. And those are quarterbacks who were starters for the team at one point and then became backups over time due to whatever the reason is. So, for example, I did not include on this list, and honorable mentions could be John Kitna, and could also be what's his name, Ken Anderson, and there's a couple other guys. Smith, guys, you're gonna have to help me out with his first name. Akiki Smith. I'm not looking at his actual name. Like, I don't have his name up, so I'm going off memory right now. So that's another reason why I probably butchered his name. But yes, Smith is another guy who is on that list of backup quarterbacks who was a starter at one point. The Jeff Blake was another guy. There's a list of guys that I'm not including for that said reason. So with that being said, though, Jake Browning on Monday night was the first undrafted quarterback since 1967, the common draft era, to throw for 350 yards and complete 85% of his passes in a game. Now, currently, in the 3 games he has played, now keep in mind, the most games / wins is going to be Turk right here, who's 5-2, who's 2,736 yards, 7 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a 71.43 winning percentage, and a 62.2 completion percentage. Now, most of the quarterbacks on this list, I mean, some of them, not say most of them, but some of them are in the same boat that, Jake Browning's in, where they only played 2 games. Not all of them, but some of them are. Jake Browning currently, at this moment in time, because of Monday night's game, has the best completion percentage of any backup quarterback in Bengals history. And again, like I said before, 75.6. The next closest to him is A.J. McCarron at 64.7%. So, neck and neck right there. McCarron inches him out because he was 2-1 for us. If Jake wins next week, he will officially be, again, now tied with A.J. McCarron, but he will have a better completion percentage, and depending on what he does next week, because currently he has 3 touchdowns on the year, 1 interception, he could potentially overtake A.J. McCarron on that list. But with that being said, though, kind of just looking at some other numbers, 920 passing yards for A.J. McCarron. Jake currently sits at 649 passing yards after having that 350 odds passing yards day. Again, like I said, keep in mind, he has 4 more games. So if Jake Browning wins out, right, hypothetically speaking, beat the Colts, beat the Vikings, beat the Chiefs, beat the Browns, okay, that means he will finish the season off at 5-1. That will be the best winning percentage / record of any quarterback on this list right here. He might not finish with the best completion percentage. It's potentially he could, though. And that's what's actually really amazing. He could finish with the best record, best passing yards. Well, not passing yards per se. He could technically get the most passing yards. No, I mean, it's not going to happen. I'll be honest with you. There's no way. Because, okay, so he would have to average, let me see this, 649 yards. He'd have to average 520 yards a game moving forward to beat out Turk here for most passing yards. But he could have the most passing touchdowns, the best record, the least amount of interceptions. I can't do that because Paul Justin, who I could technically remove off this list, but he did play 3 games. He could have the best winning percentage and the best completion percentage. So the only stats he can't technically win over and take over would be passing yards for the team and interceptions. Everything else he can get over everyone else on this list. And again, that's if he goes 5-1. But even if he does, hypothetically speaking, go 4-2, right, he would still come in here at number 2 on the record behind Turk. So he'd be number 2. Passing yards, he could, again, like I said, come in at least here at number 2 or 3, depending on how good he does. Maybe not 2 or 3, because we have a 2,000-yarder down here. He could be top 5 here. Passing touchdowns, he could easily beat out and win that whole entire category. Even if he doesn't go, if he loses to the Chiefs and he wins all the other games, he should win. interceptions, he could still be in the top 5 for the least amount of interceptions. He could still get completion percentage. Completion percentage and winning percentage. So it's very possible that Jake Browning here, he could make history for the Bengals. And, obviously he made history already. I'm not going to try to I'm not taking that away from him in any way. But this guy could continue to make history happen. And if he wins the Super Bowl, listen here, okay? I'm going to tell you the most craziest stat that you've ever heard in your life. Jake Browning will be the first backup quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl for the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit better. He'll be the first backup quarterback, to go to the Super Bowl. Because we have 3 Super Bowls. We lost 3 Super Bowls, obviously. So, at the end of the day, we did lose 3 Super Bowls. But he'll be the first backup quarterback to take us to the Super Bowl, which is awesome. He'll be the first backup quarterback to win a championship, divisional, and a wild card game. And, again, if that's all being said, potentially first quarterback to win a Super Bowl MVP. Backup Super Bowl. First quarterback to win a Super Bowl for us. First quarterback to win a potential Super Bowl MVP for us. So again, there is a lot of what if potentials, historical values that are coming out of this. And, it all goes down to, shout out to Jake Browning, man. He deserves this. He has earned this spot. Myself included, I wasn't too much of a crazy doubter on Jake Browning, but I was the idea of I don't know if he's going to be that crazy successful. And he's proven me wrong. He's proven every doubter wrong. He's proven everyone that he can be that guy. And I'm excited to see him become that guy. Because that's what we need right now. We need someone to really prove this. And for a guy who's been on the practice squad the last 2 years, never really gotten a shot, to be a starter on this team, obviously Joe Burrow. But even when, last year, we had Brandon Allen going into the playoffs. We picked up Brandon Allen. So he was a backup the whole entire season instead of Jake Browning. It was always, Jake, we're going to go with, Brandon Allen instead of Jake Browning. And then obviously the playoffs come around last year, and we actually go with Jake Browning as the backup on the squad, which was awesome. But, this offseason, we bring in we bring in Trevor Siemian to be that competition with him and to potentially beat him out and be the guy on the roster. I mean, if, what's his name? If Trevor Siemian played good in the preseason, and I'm not saying Jake Browning played great, he didn't, but if in any way, Siemian played decent or good, he probably would be on the roster right now and our quarterback right now instead of Jake Browning. Which is crazy to say, especially when, again, he just beat an 8-3 team. So, moving forward, we're going to see how this ends up working out. But from now on, man, it is full support of number 6. Number 6 is our guy. Number 6 is the man. And we are going to fully support number 6 for the rest of this year. Whatever he does will come down. Whatever we do will come down to how good number 6 does. And number 6, we got faith in you from Houday Nation. Go win us it. Go win us it all. It's not over yet. Trust me, it's possible. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.